my beloved child. Listen closely to the quiet certainty of my voice, for I am speaking directly to your soul. I am the Lord your God, your everlasting Father, the Good Shepherd who will never lose his way in guiding you. You are held securely within the eternal embrace of my grace. I am not a distant sovereign, but a loving presence who dwells beside you through every breath you take. I delight in your existence. I watch over your waking hours with tender devotion, and I guard your resting hours with unwavering vigilance. As you lay your head upon your pillow, know that I am breathing peace over your weary mind. I am smoothing the anxious creases from your heart. I am whispering ancient promises of comfort into your innermost being. You are deeply cherished beyond the measure of human understanding. My love surrounds you like an unbreakable fortress. You will rise each morning clothed in a renewed spirit of courage and steadfast faith. Be strong in the Lord, dear heart, and do not surrender your peace to the whispers of doubt. The shadows of fear hold no authority over you, for the light of my presence has already scattered the darkness. No adversary can stand against the power that shields your life. I have taken every burden that once crushed your spirit and cast it into the depths of the sea. Your past sorrows are swallowed up in the ocean of my mercy. They shall never return to accuse you or weigh down your steps. I have replaced your heavy mourning with garments of sacred joy. I have clothed your trembling hands with unshakable strength. You stand now in my holy presence, and these words of grace are being carved permanently upon your heart. They will serve as an eternal lamp to guide your feet. You will walk forward into the abundant life I have ordained for you, without looking back in regret. I see the quiet anxieties that rise within your chest regarding your earthly needs. You look at your resources and feel the weight of uncertainty pressing upon your household. I command you to cast those heavy worries onto me, for I alone hold the storehouses of heaven. I am Jehovah Jireh, your faithful provider, and I will supply every necessity for you and your loved ones, according to the riches of my glory. Do not let the fear of lack steal the peace I have placed inside you. I am walking ahead of you to open doors of unexpected provision. I am aligning circumstances to bring stability to your home. When unexpected expenses arise, trust my timing and my methods. I will turn scarcity into testimony. I will transform anxiety into unwavering confidence. You will witness the hand of my blessing upon your finances. You will see your family nourished and secure. Keep your eyes fixed on my faithfulness rather than the shifting numbers of this world. Do not be deceived by the noise of those who seek to undermine your peace. There are forces that resent the light shining within your life, yet they cannot penetrate the armor I have forged for your protection. They will throw arrows of accusation and weave webs of deception, hoping to convince you that you are alone. They will shout lies about your identity and question your divine purpose. Let their words fall to the ground like dead leaves. You already know the truth of your standing before me. From the moment your eyes open each day, you feel the weight of my covenant upon your shoulders. You sense my unwavering affection anchoring your soul. That love is your strength. That love is your shield. You belong to me completely, and I will vindicate your name. I will silence every tongue that rises against you in judgment. Your spirit discerns my truth, even when the world offers only confusion. I am preparing you for a season of remarkable elevation, but you must first lay down every ounce of resistance. I am mobilizing the hosts of heaven to stand guard over your dwelling and your daily path. Countless angelic ministers are already stationed around your home, waiting for your faith to activate their divine mandate. You cannot step into the fullness of my promises while clutching tightly to bitterness or old resentments. I ask you to release the past completely. Surrender your pride, your lingering anger, and your hidden doubts to the refining fire of my grace. I desire to pour out blessings that will overwhelm your capacity to contain them. Yet I must first cleanse the vessels of your heart, so that my goodness may flow without hindrance. I am ready to heal every broken relationship. I am ready to restore your health and renew your strength. Open your hands wide and receive what I have stored in the heavens for you. I know the road ahead feels like a scorched wilderness where your hope grows thin and your feet ache from the journey. The stones beneath your steps seem too hot, and the horizon offers no immediate shade. Yet even in this dry and desperate place, I am with you. I am not merely observing your struggle from a distance. I am walking through it alongside you. The trials you endure are not meant to break you, but to purify you like gold refined in the furnace. I am removing everything that is impure, so that your faith may shine with unblemished brilliance. Do not turn back in despair. Do not allow bitterness to poison your spirit. Lift your weary head and acknowledge my sovereign hand in every hardship. I will bring water from the rock. I will make rivers flow through the desert. I will lead you out of isolation and into a place of profound fellowship. Prepare your heart to receive my next movement, for I am about to shift the atmosphere around your life. Carry my commandments within the sanctuary of your heart. Know that you and your beloved family are valued far beyond the fleeting measures of material wealth or earthly status. Do not let your spirit fret over temporal losses, for you must anchor your soul to what endures forever. Devote yourself wholly to seeking my presence, for I am your faithful provider, and I am ever ready to supply every need according to my glorious riches. I will shower you with genuine blessings. I will open pathways where none seem to exist. I will place favorable opportunities upon your willing hands. Abundant grace awaits those who trust me, so keep your eyes wide to the subtle shifts in your surroundings. Remember that I hold the power to weave your trials into triumph, turning every bitter cup into a vessel of divine favor. I can part the waters of impossibility just as I parted the ancient seas. Never despair when you encounter mountains that seem too high to climb, for behind every hidden obstacle and deep frustration, I have already placed a harvest of prosperity. Prepare your spirit to steward wisely every gift I entrust to you. Immerse yourself in the sacred scriptures to find wisdom that refines the talents I have breathed into your soul. Yet let not your heart be ensnared by the glitter of possessions. Do not chase the hollow echoes of fame. Do not burden yourself with debt to purchase shadows of vanity. Strive instead to elevate your inner life to the heavenly realms where true peace resides. Diligently study my word that you may know me more deeply, and I will unveil mysteries that will awaken wonder within you. I desire for you to witness miracles that speak of my covenant faithfulness. Attend to the temple of your body with reverence. Manage every family matter with grace. Do not delay the duties I set before you, for I grant you both strength and discernment to navigate complex situations this very day. I will not leave you scrambling in panic when the hour grows late. Rise and act with holy courage. I see no cowardice in you. I see a brave heart forged in my fires. Step forward to do what is right without trembling, for the fear of loss will only paralyze your potential. Should you lose something earthly while choosing righteousness, or should others grow angry at your resolve to align your life with truth, place them gently into my hands. Intercede for them in prayer, but do not let their complaints sway your course. No wisdom can rescue a soul that willingly marches toward ruin, yet I stand beside you to sustain your every step. Prioritize my kingdom above all, and I will not only guide you, but cause you to flourish. I will pour upon you blessings that far outshine refined gold. Even when your spirit feels crushed and your body weary, I will resurrect your joy. I will strengthen your weary limbs. I will lift you triumphantly from the ashes. Your days and the generations yet to come will testify to the abundance I have decreed for you. I will clothe you in garments of salvation. I will honor your name. I will purify your path. I will fill your dwelling with the radiant splendor of my glory. Trust my spoken word, for it shall not return void. I hold you with infinite tenderness. I watch you awaken each morning to face the battles ahead, and I see the shadow of sorrow that tries to cling to your shoulders. I perceive the heavy burdens you lift before the sun even rises, weighted by past defeats and silent tears. You may hide your anguish from the world, but nothing is concealed from my sight. I know the precise ache in your heart during those dark hours of painful remembrance. I see the wounds inflicted upon you through no fault of your own. My precious child, understand how profoundly I love you. Your suffering resonates within my own heart, and I yearn to pour healing balm upon your spirit. Do not linger in the graveyards of yesterday. Embrace the abundant life I pledge to you from eternity past. Believe my assurance, for yesterday holds no authority over your today. I listen to your cries without judgment. The adversities you faced were not of your making. Should you stumble, remember that my forgiveness, my fatherly embrace, and my boundless compassion remain forever yours. I am not here to condemn you. I am here to breathe new life into your weary bones. I come to shatter the heavy chains that others forged to enslave your mind. You need not bow to the cruel words of those who sought to imprison your potential. The seasons of loneliness, the lack of love, and the blows of the past are forever behind you. Today you have me. I have come to flood your heart with a peace that surpasses all understanding. Come to me with sincerity. Bend your knees, release your tears of grief. When those tears are spent, my altar will overflow with your tears of joy, for you will finally grasp the magnitude of the love I pour upon you this very day. My love for you is eternal. My purpose for your life is unwavering. Your faith, my power, and your trust in my grace will accomplish wonders. This is why I continually urge you to bend your knees and maintain a life of constant prayer. The spiritual realm is active, and a hidden war rages for your family and your destiny. This is the appointed time for you to rise as a valiant warrior. If you desire to see the landscape of your life transformed, you must stand firm with holy courage. Your situation will shift for good when you keep striving and surrender the impossible burdens to my care. Make me the foundation of every endeavor. Read my scriptures with hunger. Seek my face with relentless devotion. I will turn the hearts of men and open doors that no human hand can shut. Provision will abound in your dwelling. Your table shall never lack bread. After enduring seasons of drought and hardship, a golden era of divine opportunity will dawn. This harvest is reserved for those who cherish me and remain attentive to my gentle whisper. Day by day, you stand among the faithful who genuinely seek my presence. Your steadfast faith through trials and scarcity has brought joy to my heart. Therefore, I will elevate you to oversee realms of true prosperity and lasting wealth. You have persevered without yielding to despair. My gaze remains fixed upon you with delight. Dare to dream with holy boldness. Do not hesitate to lay plans and embark upon noble ventures. I will endow you with resources that bring immense prosperity. You will not need to rely upon burdensome debts. You will draw upon the gifts and talents I have placed within your hands. You will be astonished at how swiftly the pieces fall into place. Your companions and your kin will witness the extent of my grace as it envelops and enriches your entire household. Allow my love to embrace you fully today. Immerse yourself in the deep tranquility of my presence. You are awaiting a clear answer, and it is already on its way. Never cease to place your trust in my faithful character. Keep the fire of your prayers burning bright. Place these promises close to your resting place. Rise each morning with the unwavering assurance of my coming blessings. As evening falls, find deep solace in knowing you can rest serenely within my shelter. I will grant you wholeness in spirit, body, and soul. I will multiply the fruit of your labor. I will surround your home with divine abundance. I am already pouring celestial peace upon your mind, so that you may quiet your thoughts and spend moments in holy silence. Meditate deeply. Analyze your steps. Understand that my true desire is to lavish goodness upon you. The only offering I accept from you is a surrendered heart, unwavering loyalty, and a steadfast commitment to walk in my word, come what may. If you are willing to depart from a place of sorrow and step into healing, speak it now. If you desire an end to the strife within your home, grant me the first place in your family. Signal your readiness for transformation, and let your loved ones witness your devoted walk with me. While others chase after luxury and empty status, tend to the needs of your soul. Cultivate grace-filled communication within your household. Look upon your family with compassion. Treat them with kindness, even when they overlook your sacrifices. Amidst the clamor of a troubled world, do not let your heart tremble at rumors of war or scarcity. Trust my sovereignty amidst impending global shifts. Do not be troubled. Do not run in frantic desperation like the restless masses who protest in agitation and strive for transient pursuits they cannot comprehend. Do not tread the path of deceit. Do not join the chaotic cries of a faithless generation. I long for you to dwell in perfect peace. When restlessness or anxiety grips your spirit, turn to me and let us converse. Listen closely to my voice. Many are caught in fierce tempests while remaining unaware of the love that surrounds them. Let me wrap you in a heavy cloak of joy and protection. Embrace it with your whole being. I believe in you completely. Hear my call. Lend your ear to my promise. I urge you to stand firm and unshaken, for I am your God, and I walk beside you in every valley and upon every peak. My steadfast love is your reward for your unwavering faith. You have not chased after hollow wealth. You have sought to bring healing to those you cherish. I acknowledge your diligent labor. I see your quiet integrity. I honor your patient endurance. You constantly seek my direction, and my teachings dwell within your heart from the breaking of dawn. Therefore, I endow you with wisdom and might. I assure you of prosperity and steady growth in all your pursuits. You will experience a divine overflow that cannot be contained. You will become a blessing to many. You will be known for your humble spirit and discerning insight. Remember this well. Be valiant and step forward into deep spiritual refreshment. Face every challenge without succumbing to fear. Beyond the obstacles that currently block your path, great blessings wait to enrich your days. I am your Almighty God, and to love me is to anchor yourself to my unbreakable promises. I will never bestow trivial things upon you. I will bless you abundantly in this very season. Though doubts may whisper in your mind, your faith shall prevail. My word remains as steadfast as the mountains. Even when you question your courage, I will reveal that you must renew your mind and recognize your true worth. I have empowered you to tread upon the scorpion and the serpent. You dwell under my shadow. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. I have closed the mouths of every roaring beast that threatens your peace. When fatigue or illness clouds your days, remember that my presence brings immediate healing, profound comfort, and everlasting peace. You can always find perfect shelter beneath my wings. You remain my cherished child regardless of your earthly successes or failures. In my eyes you will forever be my beloved, ready to receive my soothing touch and overflowing grace. Prepare your spirit to receive what I am about to unveil. The dawn of a new season is breaking over your horizon. Stay anchored in prayer as I guide your next steps. Listen closely to the quiet prompting of my spirit as we move forward together. Draw near to the throne of grace whenever your spirit requires strength. I cherish you with an everlasting love that no darkness can obscure. My spoken word alone carries the divine authority to heal your wounds and restore your shattered frame. The living breath that flows from my presence is more than sufficient to lift your weary head and breathe fresh vitality into your soul. You may tremble and question whether you truly deserve my dwelling within your earthly home. Hear my gentle assurance. Your quiet faith and humble posture have drawn my holy gaze upon you. I long to step beyond the threshold of your house and take up permanent residence within the chambers of your heart. I desire to engrave my covenant promises of healing upon your innermost being. I will shatter the heavy chains that bind you to your daily burdens. I will gently carry the weight of your affliction until your suffering dissolves into my peace. The very heavens bow to my sovereign voice. I speak my tender truth directly to your listening spirit today. I promise you a profound joy that the world cannot steal. I pledge you a deep tranquility that anchors your soul in stormy waters. I reveal the certain dawn of a bright future and glorious new beginnings born in my name. Every sacred moment you spend in my presence allows me to draw you into my eternal embrace. I offer you my perfect love as a shield. I safeguard your life from every snare of the enemy. This is the glorious inheritance I decree over your days. Receive my blessing with a surrendered heart today. Your divine strength has been prepared in the secret places. It awaits your faithful grasp. Clothe yourself in the radiant garment of my spirit. Let my healing fire transform your mortal weakness into everlasting power. You shall not wander another day, bound by the heavy thoughts of yesterday. Reject the lie that you must forever carry the crushing weight of past failures. I have already conquered this fallen age. You are a beloved child of the Most High. My unending grace empowers your every step. Lean upon my mighty arm, and you will surely rise above every earthly trial. I have carefully collected every tear you have shed in the quiet hours. I know the heavy questions that linger in your mind. The truth of your aching heart is beautifully simple. Your deepest sorrow springs from a holy hunger to dwell in my presence. Your spirit stretches toward my throne. Your inner being cries out for communion with me. You have learned that your soul remains incomplete without my guiding hand. You may watch the days slip by while peace remains elusive. You may watch the distance grow between you and those you hold dear. Hear my steady voice above the noise of this age. I am standing firmly at your side. I bring an overflowing fountain of grace from my eternal kingdom. I stand ready to quench the thirst of your weary soul. I will gently wipe every trace of sorrow from your face. Drink deeply from the living waters of salvation. Allow my cleansing river to wash away every shadow of despair. You shall never hunger or thirst again. This is my solemn covenant written in my own name. Your trusting faith has opened the door to my healing. You welcomed me as your Lord, and I have taken up residence in the sanctuary of your spirit. I will remain your faithful guardian. I will watch over your household with vigilant care. I will pour out blessings that exceed your wildest expectations. Place every anxious thought and heavy fear directly into my hands this very hour. Do not carry these heavy burdens in your chest. Lay them down at the foot of the cross. Rest your weary head upon my promises. Cast your entire trust into my faithful keeping once more. Do not fear the shadows ahead. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. You now dwell securely beneath the shadow of the Almighty. You rest in the protective cover of my everlasting grace. Exhaustion will not overtake you as you march forward in my path. You have been chosen by my sovereign will. You are summoned to a higher calling. I have fortified your spirit and empowered you for victory. Begin your conquest by mastering your own inner world. I have poured out a spirit of mighty love and divine power and sound mind. I have placed the reins of wisdom into your hands. Learn to govern your tongue with holy restraint. There were seasons when careless words flowed like a broken dam. Those reckless utterances brought sorrow to others. You know me intimately now. You feel the weight of truth when careless speech escapes your lips. You recognize that such words grieve my Holy Spirit. Bring your passions under the lordship of my name. You will walk in true triumph when you anchor your path upon eternal faith. Do not navigate by the shifting winds of circumstance. Do not steer your course by fleeting emotions. Separate yourself from those who scatter discord with their bitter speech. Listening to their deception will only drain your joy and fracture your trust. View your spirit as sacred soil prepared for my word. Sow only seeds of my truth within your mind. I will grant you the grace to release old alliances that pull you from my light. You have tried to lead others toward my salvation. They have hardened their hearts against my voice. They now seek to anchor you to the very depths you are called to rise above. They serve the purposes of darkness. I have equipped you to stand firm. Transform your own walk first. Seek companions who fan the flames of righteousness. Shun those who tempt you toward the shadows. Shine as a radiant lamp in a crooked generation. Step boldly into the abundant future I have prepared. Open the gates of your spirit to my renewing touch. Allow me to reshape your life according to my perfect design. The road may grow steeper, and your limbs may ache from battles fought in secret. You may grow weary from pursuing a happiness that seems to slip through your fingers. Remember my steadfast presence in the heat of the day. Anchor your soul in unshakable faith. Every promise finds its fulfillment in the perfect hour. Surrender your heavy burdens and trust my guiding hand. Keep the fire of your devotion burning brightly. Walk in patient endurance through every valley. Never forget that my divine calendar is woven with perfect wisdom. Do not rush ahead into the unknown days of tomorrow. Do not cling to the hollow pursuits that offer only momentary comfort and lasting sorrow. Release every chain that blocks the flow of my favor. Step away from voices that mock my faithfulness. Commit yourself to unceasing communion with me in prayer. Place your full confidence in my appointed seasons. Do not let despair take root in your mind. A great harvest of grace is already ripening for your home. Every season of hardship will soon fade into memory. Walk forward with steady patience. Do not tremble or stumble when trials arise. I am your constant companion on the journey. Do not assume I have turned a blind eye to your plight. I know the exact measure of your needs. I see the heavy ledger you carry in the quiet of your heart. I witness the deep anguish that strikes when resources grow thin. I observe the distress that visits when sickness stands at your threshold. Yet in this very hour, open the doors of your spirit, my faithful promises. Receive my wise counsel with an open heart. Grip my sacred word with unwavering resolve. Meditate upon my statutes until they become your breath. Immerse yourself completely in my dwelling place. Every answered prayer will manifest at the appointed moment. I will settle a profound peace upon your restless spirit. I will pour out unmerited favor upon your trusting obedience. Remember always that I am the God of impossible wonders. I will release my healing and provision over your household. My mercy will extend to your children and cover your ancestors in grace. You must only wait patiently for my perfect timing. Stand firmly upon the solid rock of my truth. Refuse the tempting shortcuts that lead to ruin and spiritual decay. Never cease your earnest prayers. Never abandon the study of my holy scriptures. Guard your mind against the whispers of deception. Do not chase after the fading shadows of this world. Remember that earthly wealth crumbles to dust in an instant. What I provide is eternal and richly sustains your soul. Continue to walk in step with my eternal rhythm. I am never behind schedule. I never overlook a single tear you cry. Do not surrender to despair when the night feels long. I remain your faithful guardian through every season. Do not allow your heart to grow bitter toward those who prosper in wickedness. Do not envy those who walk in rebellion. Their fleeting glory will wither like grass beneath a scorching sun. Anchor your confidence in my sovereign character. Commit yourself to righteous living. You will dwell in safety and be nourished by the bread of life. Take your deepest delight in my presence above all else. I will grant the secret desires of a surrendered heart. Entrust your journey entirely to my care. Lean upon my wisdom in every decision. I will direct your steps toward lasting success. Your upright character will shine like a radiant beacon in a darkened world. Your honest ways will stand as clear as the morning sun. Be still and quiet your anxious soul before me. Wait upon my movement with steadfast patience. Release every ember of anger and reject the poison of bitterness. Do not let frustration push you toward paths of destruction. Those who embrace wickedness will not endure. Those who wait upon me with expectant faith will inherit the promises I have woven for eternity. The season of the wicked draws swiftly to a close. You will search for their place and find it utterly empty. The gentle and humble shall inherit the earth. They shall feast upon the abundance of everlasting peace. The enemies of righteousness plot in the darkness and gnash their teeth in vain. The Lord sees their schemes from his holy throne. The hour of their judgment is already sealed. They draw their swords and bend their bows to strike down the poor. They seek to destroy those who walk in uprightness. Their own blades will pierce their hearts. Their own weapons will shatter upon the shield of divine justice. The modest portion of the righteous far outweighs the vast wealth of the ungodly. The strength of the wicked shall be shattered by my mighty hand. The Lord sustains those who walk in his light. The days of the faithful are recorded in my eternal book. They will never be put to shame in days of calamity. They shall be fully satisfied even when famine sweeps the land. The rebellious will be swept away. The adversaries of the Most High will be consumed as swiftly as smoke vanishes in a gale. The ungodly borrow and never return. The righteous give generously and show boundless compassion. Those blessed by my hand shall possess the land forever. Those cursed by my justice shall be rooted out entirely. The footsteps of the faithful are ordered by the Lord. He takes profound delight in the path of those who seek his face. Even when the righteous stumble, They shall never be utterly destroyed. The Almighty grasps them firmly with his mighty hand and sets them upright again. I have walked through the seasons of my youth into the years of age. I have witnessed the steadfastness of divine provision. I have never seen the righteous abandoned to ruin. I have never seen their children reduced to begging for bread. My mercy flows without ceasing toward my faithful ones. Their households shall drink deeply from the cup of blessing. Turn away from every path of darkness and walk in the light of righteousness. You shall partake of life everlasting. The Lord cherishes justice and will never forsake his devoted saints. My faithful will be preserved through all eternity. The offspring of the rebellious shall be cut off from the covenant. The upright shall possess the promised land and dwell in it securely forever. The mouth of the righteous pours forth words of profound wisdom. Their tongue declares the truth of divine justice. The holy law resides deep within their hearts. Therefore their steps remain steady upon solid ground. The wicked watches in jealousy and seeks to strike down the just. The Lord will never abandon them to the hands of their enemies. He will not condemn them when the final judgment is rendered. Wait upon the Lord with patient expectation. Keep your feet firmly on his righteous path. He will lift you up to possess the inheritance he has prepared. You shall witness the downfall of the wicked with your own eyes. I have observed the ungodly flourishing in great power. They spread themselves out like a mighty cedar in the forest. Yet their time was measured by my sovereign decree. I looked upon them, and they were suddenly gone. I searched for their dwelling, and it could not be found. Turn your attention to those who walk in integrity. Observe the lives of those who uphold peace. A beautiful destiny awaits the man of quiet trust. Those who rebel against heaven shall be swept away entirely. The wickedness of the ungodly will be extinguished by the breath of God. Salvation belongs to the Lord alone. He is the mighty fortress of the righteous in times of severe distress. The Almighty will come to their aid and deliver them swiftly. He will rescue them from the plots of their adversaries. He will grant them full deliverance because they have anchored their hope in his name. Absolutely nothing in heaven or earth shall sever the bond between us. I stand with my arms wide open, awaiting your return. Do not fear the unknown roads ahead. This is not the season to glance backward. Do not dwell upon the mistakes of yesterday. Lamenting over what has passed will only delay your divine calling. Lift your weary eyes toward the throne of grace. Listen carefully to the gentle whisper of my voice. I want your spirit to know the depth of my devotion. No darkness shall ever diminish the fierce love I hold for you. There will indeed be days when the enemy attempts to create distance. Heavy burdens will rise to distract your vision. Hear my unbreakable promise in the quiet of your soul. I will never allow any force to tear you from my grasp. My love is an eternal covenant. I will never turn my back upon you. I have walked beside you from the very moment your soul was formed. I have been your companion through every chapter of your story. I am intimately present in every breath you draw. In the darkest valleys where tears flow freely, I remain. In the moments where sorrow weighs heavy upon your spirit, I stand. I am ready to lift you higher than the storms. I stretched out my hand to draw thee near. I have embraced thee with the tender cords of loving kindness. I have bound up thy broken places and breathed new life into thy weary spirit. There is no depth of love that surpasses my affection for thee. There is no wall of transgression that can sever the bond I forged in eternity past. I know full well that thou dost sometimes falter and wander from the path I have ordained. I see the seasons when thou hast stumbled and borne the heavy yoke of thy own missteps. I perceive the hours when thy heart feels exposed and laden with the ashes of remorse. Yet in thy weakness thou shalt find my power made perfect. I am the Father who receives thee with open arms. I am the Lord who washes away thy stains and calls thee to rise again and again. I shall never cease to believe in the glorious destiny I planted within thy soul. I do not sit upon a throne of condemnation to weigh thy failures. I extend a mantle of grace that covers every shadow in thy past. I am ever ready to forgive thee and to grant thee a dawn that knows no repetition. Even when thy footsteps lead thee far into the wilderness of separation, even when thy mistakes seem to raise an insurmountable wall between us, remember that my mercy towers above every mountain of fault. My grace is an ocean without shores. I will pardon thee as many times as it takes for thy heart to learn the rhythm of my patience. There is no darkness so thick that it can eclipse the purifying light of my love. Child, leave thy burdens at the foot of the cross. Cast thy regrets into the sea of my remembrance. I love thee with a devotion that outlasts every sin. I love thee with a passion that turns shame into glory. Today I offer thee a sanctuary of peace. Simply open thy spirit to be cherished. Let my wrap around thee like a shield. Allow me to lead thee back to the pastures of righteousness and truth. The road ahead will undoubtedly hold valleys of trial and winds of adversity. There will be moments when the path seems shrouded in mist, and thy soul feels the chill of isolation. But hear this promise etched in the foundations of heaven. In the very hour when thou art most vulnerable, thou canst anchor thy hope in my covenant. I shall never leave thee nor forsake thee. I will hold thy right hand through the fiercest tempests. No hurricane of life shall pluck thee from my grasp. I am thy heavenly Father and the mighty fortress of thy salvation. I will be the pillar of fire before thee when the night falls upon thy journey. There will be those who seek to lure thee away from my presence. They will whisper lies of unworthiness and declare that thou art beyond the reach of redemption. Temptation will pound upon the door of thy heart. Weakness will try to claim thy will. Yet remember, my beloved, that I am the Lord of hosts who fights for thee. I am the shield that stands between thee and the enemy. Do not lend thy ear to the deceivers who speak destruction. Do not let their shadows drag thee into the pit of despair. Thou art clothed in the armor of light. Thou art more than a conqueror through the blood of the Lamb. Press forward with holy courage. Guard thy spirit from the strange doctrines that seek to derail the divine purpose I placed upon thy birth. Thou art the crown of my delight. Though thou bearest flaws and scars, I look upon thee with profound satisfaction. Thou art exceedingly precious in my sight. Lift up thy countenance and gaze toward the horizon with unwavering faith. My love for thee is not bound by the changing seasons of thine obedience. It is eternal, it is steadfast. No matter how many times thy knees buckle upon the ground, I will lift thee up. Raise thy hands in holy surrender, and trust in my constant companionship. When thy strength drains like water upon the sand, call upon my name, and I will pour renewed vigor into thy bones. When the fog of confusion surrounds thee, seek my wisdom, and I will illuminate the narrow way. When sorrow presses down upon thy chest, reach for my comfort, and I will wipe every tear from thine eyes. I am forever stationed at thy side. Let nothing persuade thee that my faithfulness wavers. Embrace my unshakable devotion today, and walk in the certainty of my abiding presence. Do not allow the chains of yesterday to dictate the glory of thy tomorrow. Trust in the transformative fire of my spirit. I shall guide thee along a highway of grace and divine prosperity. March forward without the weight of fear. I walk in perfect step beside thee. I am thy refuge in times of trouble, and thy mighty tower of strength. Within my embrace thou shalt discover a life overflowing with favor and abundant provision. Whatever mountain stands before thee today, look beyond it with expectant eyes. I am about to perform wonders that defy human reasoning. My promises are not empty words whispered into the wind. They are irrevocable decrees that shall surely come to pass. Prepare thy heart for the magnificent works I am weaving together in thy destiny. They shall exceed the boundaries of thine imagination. Open thy spirit to receive them by faith. Resist the urge to rush the unfolding of my perfect timing. Every season has been appointed by my sovereign hand. Wait with patient endurance, and thou shalt witness the harvest in due season. When the breakthrough arrives, it shall bring a joy that refreshes thy entire being. Do not let thy spirit grow faint or thy knees buckle in retreat. Even when the shadows lengthen and despair threatens to swallow thy hope, remember that I am with thee. Stand firm upon the rock of my word. Wage a courageous battle for thy faith. Do not let distress steal thy resolve. Do not let doubt cloud thy vision. I am actively working on thy behalf, and I will intercede for thee and for thy household. What seems impossible to mortal eyes is merely the canvas upon which I shall paint my greatest miracles. Believe this truth without reservation. My word is alive and active and sharper than any two-edged sword. Rise up now and gird thyself with holy courage. Remember that thou art mine. The trials thou art enduring are but a refining fire designed to strengthen thy faith and clarify thy vision. A divine answer is already traveling toward thee. The long-awaited blessing shall arrive in the moment of thine least expectation. My power is ready to be unleashed within thee. Thou needest only to receive it and to claim it as thine inheritance. This is my deepest desire for thy life. Take courage in the fact that I never break my covenant. When I speak of abundant blessing and mighty achievement, trust that the foundation is already laid, yet thou must renew thy mind to walk as a victor. Be steadfast in spirit, be diligent in purpose, remain humble in heart and keep thy motives pure before the throne of grace. Continue to pour out thy heart in prayer. For in the quiet hours of communion, I shall whisper the secrets of thy future into thine innermost being. Do not surrender thy hope to the weariness of the flesh. The hour of thy deliverance draws near. regardless of the trials that assail thee in this fallen world. I am about to do a new thing within thy spirit. I have prepared wonders unseen and unheard since the foundation of the world. Hand over every fear and every restless worry to my care. Trust me with complete surrender, and I shall renew every faculty of thy soul. I will mend what has been shattered and breathe vitality into what has grown weary. My grace and my mercy shall overflow the banks of thy life. Thou shalt never walk in the same shadows again. I shall perform great and mighty deeds within thy very breath. Press forward with holy resolve, my child. Do not stumble in fear, and if thou dost trip upon the rocky path, rise again swiftly. Do not imagine that I look upon thee with wrath when thou failest. I do not track thy errors to condemn thee. I do not watch for thy fall to turn my face away. Quite the opposite. In me thou shalt find unyielding loyalty and profound understanding. Thou art my son. Thou art my daughter. I placed thee in this world with deliberate purpose. I chose thee before the stars were scattered across the heavens to bless thee and to establish thee in all thy endeavors. I will never abandon thee. I will never withdraw my presence. Let no shadow of doubt linger in thy heart. Stand tall, my child, and face every adversary with the confidence that thou art never alone. Fear not the shifting kingdoms of this earth, nor the fleeting powers that seek to rule over thee. Be resolute and brave. I am ever present through every test and every tribulation. My power shall be thy sanctuary. It shall grant thee the strength to overcome every obstacle that rises before thee. Exercise patience as thou awaitest my promises. Thou shalt see how the gates of thy divine calling shall swing wide open. A path shall unfold before thee, laden with heaven-sent opportunities. Do not waver when the weight of the journey presses upon thy shoulders. Understand that I am constantly orchestrating all things for thy ultimate good. Let trust be thy anchor. Let patience be thy steadfast companion. As thou walkest into thy appointed season, know that thou art not merely surviving the storm. Thou art triumphant through Christ, who gives thee victory. Cultivate a mindset of conquest. Anchor thy soul in the assurance that thy labors shall bear abundant fruit. Remember that thy thoughts shape the landscape of thy future. So guard thy heart with diligence. Stay deeply rooted in my teachings and remain steadfast in prayer. For it is in the secret place of prayer that thou connectest with the heart of God. Within that sacred communion, thou shalt find profound solace and clear direction. Thou shalt perceive the blueprint of my designs for thy life. Keep moving forward, my beloved. Do not halt in the face of uncertainty. If thy feet slip upon the trail, rise again, knowing I uphold thee. I shall never release thee from my grip. Remember that thy victory is already secured in the heavenly realms. With every step thou takest upon this earth, thou art accompanied by my grace and my favor. Go forth, my son. Go forth, my daughter. Advance with certainty and holy determination, knowing that I am performing extraordinary works in thy life. Doubt not for a single moment. Trust with every fiber of thy being, and thou shalt see my promises materialize before thine eyes. Believe, and it shall be established. Do not let thy faith grow dim in the twilight of waiting. There is always a profound blessing concealed behind every severe trial. Today I speak these words to remind thee that I dwell within thy struggles. When thou art overwhelmed or desperate, when sorrow grips thy throat or confusion clouds thy mind, I am there with thee. There is always a way of escape in every crisis. There is always a crown of life waiting beyond every test. When the challenges mount like towering walls, and it seems as though the very heavens have turned to brass, remember that thou art not walking alone. I am here watching over thee and guiding thy steps. As thy father I stand as a shield around thee. I intercept the arrows of adversity aimed at thy peace. Hold fast to thy faith and keep thy eyes fixed upon the light. These virtues shall be thy lamps in the deepest valleys. They shall illuminate the path through the thickest darkness. Trust the wisdom of my word. Believe in the certainty of my promises, and thou shalt overcome every mountain of opposition. View the hardships of life as divine instruments of refinement. The most profound lessons are rarely learned in the comfort of the valley of ease. They are forged in the fires of trial. These challenges shape thy character. They teach thee holy courage. They cultivate enduring patience. They forge an unbreakable resolve to face and conquer every adversity that rises against thee. Thou art never left to wrestle with thy battles in isolation. I am ever present in the heat of the fray. Every effort thou puttest forth is a testament to thy devotion and perseverance. Each small step forward propels thee toward the destiny I have prepared. The harvest may not appear immediately, but rest in this absolute certainty. A glorious blessing awaits thee on the other side of every storm. That is why, my child, I urge thee to never surrender thy hope. Life is a journey of divine refinement and heavenly reward. Let tomorrow be crowned with blessings as you walk in the light of my grace. Remember that every trial you overcome forges you into a vessel of greater strength and deeper wisdom. When you stumble upon the rough ground of life, you do not remain fallen. You learn to rise with renewed purpose and march forward with steadfast resolve. Every faithful effort you pour into the soil of your days is a sacred seed planted in hope. It shall surely sprout into a harvest of abundant blessing in the appointed time. No matter what heavy burden rests upon your shoulders today, place your trust entirely in my name. Keep moving forward through the valley and through the high place. When you lean upon my promises, you will discover a pathway through every impossible circumstance. A magnificent reward lies hidden just beyond every faithful endurance. Hold fast to your faith and refuse to let your spirit grow faint in the season of testing. The Lord who parted the waters will surely open a dry road through your deepest struggles. When your heart aligns with my will, you may ask according to the desires of your soul, and I shall answer. I know the path before you appears steep and fraught with shadows, yet I walk beside you in every single step. I am your guide and your shepherd, leading you toward the full measure of my covenant love. Countless mercies wait patiently to unfold upon your journey. I desire for you to comprehend that both your seasons of radiant joy and your seasons of quiet sorrow are woven together by my sovereign hand. Do not fear the footsteps of difficulty upon the road. You are never walking alone in this wilderness. My love surrounds you like a firm and unbreakable shield. My grace sustains your weary limbs when the road grows steep. When you stand face to face with adversity, remember that the darkest clouds cannot extinguish the eternal sun of my righteousness. It waits patiently behind the veil to illuminate your steps and guide your feet toward peace. Never grow tired of trusting in my spoken word. Never doubt the divine potential I have breathed into your very being. Place your complete faith in me and watch me transform your hardships into profound spiritual maturity. I will turn your weeping into dancing and your mourning into garments of gladness. I will pour out rivers of abundance where you once saw only barren ground. Do not forget that you are clothed with courage and fortified by heaven itself. Press forward boldly toward the holy calling I have placed upon your life. With every step you take, my presence wraps around you like a protective mantle woven from everlasting mercy. As you navigate the rising tides and the sudden storms of this earthly passage, cling firmly to the unshakable truth that you are destined for victory in Christ. Do not let your courage falter. Do not allow yourself to be crushed by obstacles that appear as towering mountains. Speak to those mountains with faith, and they shall be moved. Surrender your heavy anxieties and hidden fears directly to my throne. I am here to listen to your whispered prayers. I am here to lift the crushing weight from your shoulders and grant you rest. Continue to march with bravery and fan the holy fire of hope within your chest. Never lose sight of the truth that I dwell beside you and pour out endless affection upon your soul. Even when the terrain becomes treacherous and the horizon shrouds itself in mist, trust that my steadfast love and divine wisdom will lead you straight into your true purpose. Step forward with unwavering confidence. Do not hesitate to cry out my name, for I am always attentive to your voice and eager to answer. The winding roads and sudden turns of your earthly pilgrimage cannot outpace my guidance. With my word as your shining lamp, you possess the heavenly authority to conquer every barrier. I cherish you with a love that surpasses all earthly expression and reaches into eternity. My beloved child, walk forward in holy expectation. Rejoice in the certainty that glorious blessings and eternal rewards are already prepared for you. Amen.